Hello everyone, this is Mihai, and in this video we're going to talk about how to send customized email per client type, for example. So the situation is this. You have a list of clients and some are regular, some are VIP, and you want to send different messages to different types of clients. So how do you do that? Let's show you how. So the first step is obviously to create a process. Let's call it notify clients. The next step is to query the database. You can get this data basically from anywhere, but I'm going to get it from the database. I prepared the table for that and I already have a credential prepared for this purpose. And obviously the select to get from clients, the ID, email, client name, and client type, and then I'm going to output that information into the clients. It's a JSON, it's a list, and I'm going to create the variable. Now let's test to see what data do I get, and here it is. This is the data that I get. And if you watched the previous videos, you would know that the best way to use PROCESIO is to take advantage of the data model capability, and also you will know that you should take only one element from the array, from the list of data. So let's create a data model using this. I'm going to create it from a JSON, call it client, not clients, because it's just one, and paste the JSON, preview the data model, validate that I have all the right fields, create the data model, and now I'm ready to change the type from JSON to client. So I will have a variable called clients of type client. So it's going to be a list of clients, as I can see here, which makes total sense. Now the next thing that I should do is iterate through all of those clients, and then based on the client type that I will get, take a decision and decide which should be the document to send. Cool. So let's configure the for each. I'm going to iterate through the client, and for each of the elements in the clients list, I will call it client. So for each of the client in clients, I'm going to iterate. And then I'm going to take a decision. This is for later. I'm going to take a decision, and the decision would be either to go, let's go a bit back to show you I missed showing you something. The data that I get from the database is, I have two types of client. One is regular and one is VIP, one type. Okay, so I'm going to take a decision based on, is it a VIP or is it a regular client? Now, and depending on the type of client, I'm going to basically generate a different type of document. So if the client, as you notice, I will do it again, maybe I did it a bit faster. So the first thing that I select, I connect the decisional to the action, and I have a case, and then the second case, because I only have two cases, the second case I'm going to take it from the default node, right, the default node. Now let's configure. So this case is VIP clients, and I'm going to create the condition if the client type equals VIP, which basically is the string that I got from this action from the database. You can have here anything. You can have type IDs, you could have complex conditions for you to decide in which case the process should go via that route. In this case, it's just a string, VIP or regular. In my case, I chose, if it is a VIP, then go to generate document. And I'm going to change the name just to make it clear. This is generate document VIP, and this is generate document regular. Cool. So you see it here. Perfect. One other way to go to the configuration of each of the decisional cases is directly click on the case, and it will take you directly where you need to go. Cool. So having that done, the next step is to send the email. Now I'm going to join those branches into a single branch, so I have only one email action, and then send email, and that's the process. Now, there are some more things that I need to do in order to finish the configuration. First of all, will be to have a credential defined for this. And also I need to define the document templates for this case. If you have a simple email, you can skip this part. Instead of generating the documents, you can basically put two send email actions with simple body. But for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to also use the generate document template. And unfortunately, I do not have the appropriate template, so I will create them. So let's save the process. I'm not going to validate it because it's going to be there are going to be a lot of validation errors, which I know about because I haven't configured those actions, but I will come back to that in a second. Now let's create two new document templates. One would be VIP email, and let's say here, let's create input variables for those. I will say client name, which is of type string, create variable, and I will do the template of the email. Hey, client name, you are a VIP client for us. Happy to have you on board. Cool. And I will delete this space, and this is it. I'm going to copy this to use it in the next template. And let's create the regular client. Paste it here. I don't have the variable, obviously. And this is client name, which is of type string. Create variable. Cool. Client name. And this should be it. Everything is set. You're an important client for us. Okay, so I've changed basically one word just to differentiate in the outcome of the email. Now let's go back. Regular client VIP email. Let's call this client as well, just to have a bit of consistency. Now let's go back to our process and let's create. So this is the VIP section. I'm going to generate an HTML, store the HTML and in the email body variable of type string. Perfect. And let's map the internal variables of the document template with the process variables. And I have here client name, the variable that I just created in the document template. I will map it to the internal variable of the process, which is client.clientName. Okay, so basically it's the current client from the for each current iteration. Cool, this is done. Nothing else to configure here. And let's configure this one. I will choose the regular client email template, choose an HTML. I will output this to the email body. Sorry, this is the document output. This is the one, email body. And I need to configure again the mapping of the variables, client name again. Cool. Now I have the document template is configured, and the only thing I need to do is to send the email, and I will send both emails to my own email address. And dear, let's say, dear client name. Okay, and I will insert here using the command or control, depending on if you're using Windows or Mac, command I to choose the variables, and I'm going to choose the email body, which I know it's filled by one of the templates. And I need to mark it as email, as body is HTML, so it knows to interpret the code generated by those two actions. One more thing for me to do is to actually define an email credential, and for that I'm going to pause the video and come back. Cool, now I have the credential, I have selected the credential, and basically the process is ready. Let's validate to see everything is alright. It is. Save it, run it, and check the instance. Cool. So let's see, we've got 3 clients, and we see the process has finished. And as you could see, here is the route that the process went. Keep in mind, this is only the last iteration. So if you see this, this doesn't mean that this branch was not executed. It only means that the last iteration done by the for each loop has gone through this branch. That's it. Cool. So let's check the email. 1 second from my side. Let's see. And this is it. Those are the emails. As you can see, dear client 1, 2, 3. You are an important client, you're a VIP, you're an important client. So basically 2 regular clients, 1 VIP client, and exactly like we've done the process. 1 regular, one VIP, 2 regular. And that's it. Thank you for paying attention. Hopefully that this use case is useful to you and you gain a lot of insights from me building this. Looking forward to see what you build next.